Hi, my name is Lewis, and I co-lead the kids with
Stacy.
Hi.
I'm the kids pastor here at Journey Community Church. If you guys tuned in last week, you'll know that we talked about David. Perfect. David was kind of small, and they didn't really want to choose him to be the person who defeated a giant because of that. But God chose him, which made him special and capable of defeating the giant. But this week, I'm excited to talk to you guys about a new superhero in the Bible. And I'm excited because she's a girl. A long time ago, a woman named Esther lived in a place called Persia.
Wow. That's where all those like fancy rugs are from. I heard they're really nice, but they're like really pricey.
Kind of like this.
Just like that there. Expensive. That
Straight
is.
from Persia.
Wow.
Just like that. God had an amazing plan for Esther's life, and she would be remembered as a hero forever.
What did she do? Like, did she ever lift a giant boulder to save a baby kitten after an avalanche?
No.
No?
No.
What about, did she ever have to steal a nut from a giant monkey?
No, not like that.
Did
Nope.
she ever have to stop like a bus from hitting like someone?
She didn't do that, but she did something even more amazing than that.
Yeah.
So back in the day, Esther was actually Jewish, which was a big deal because people didn't really like Jewish people.
Okay. What do you mean?
At the time, the Jewish people weren't the most popular. In fact, they were put in exile and they were treated terribly.
Esther was also an orphan, and she lived with her cousin Mordecai, who protected her and raised her after her parents died.
Then one day, something amazing happened. The king of Persia wanted to find a wife, so he put on a huge beauty pageant to find out who he wanted to be queen. Can I have this done?
Oh, no, thank you. Not my type.
Women from all over the kingdom came, but the king only fancied one.
Was it Stacey Hambury?
No, LOL. This was thousands of years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
God gave Esther favor, so eventually she won the pageant.
Will you be my queen and take my hand in marriage?
I would love to take your hand in marriage and be your queen.
That sounds very pleasing to the king.
The king chose Esther.
Let me get this right. So, she became the queen of Persia. I thought Esther was Jewish, and the Persians didn't like Jewish people.
Well, you're actually right about that.
Yeah.
Esther was beautiful, but she also didn't want the king to find out she was Jewish because she didn't know what would happen. Kind of like when you and I started dating and I didn't want you to find out I was American because you'd be so intimidated about how amazing I am.
Oh, that feels so weird. So right, there's another guy who worked for the king named Haman. He's a pretty bad dude. He hates the Jewish people so much so that he actually brings an idea to the king that would be terrible, to kill all of the Jewish people. And the king even agreed to do it.
This was horrible because the Jewish people were God's chosen people. And even Jesus one day would come from these line of people because Jesus was Jewish. This is where Esther comes in. She wanted the king to not go forth with the plan, but back then, if you approached a king just with anything, it could be anything, he would kill you.
So you're telling me I couldn't ask the king for my favorite pack of Haribo with all my juicy sweets and my kind of like tasty sweets? Like I couldn't ask him for that.
Nope. So Esther was in a really tough spot because she wanted to save her people, but she was kind of afraid to approach the king because she might lose her life.
Really?
Yeah.
Even as the queen, she could not approach. She was afraid and worried. but did not let her emotions overcome her because she knew she was a child of God. She knew what God said, so she boldly took a step of faith and kneeled before the king.
Can I have a banquet?
She chickened out. She chickened out. She was too afraid. So she decided the next plan of action was going to be she's going to ask the king if he could have a banquet, and she was going to ask him there. So there was still time for Esther to save her people, all the Jewish people, from this horrible plan that Haman made. So that's exactly what she decided to do. She wanted to save her people, and Mordecai, her cousin, encouraged Esther. He said, "You were born for a time like this. God created you for a time like this in order to save your people."
Please don't go forward with Haman's plans to kill the Jews. I'm a Jew myself. And if Haman's plans go forward, I will have to die myself.
This plan must stop immediately. I love you. I will stop Haman at once.
She did it!
Woo!
The king also gave all of Haman's money to Esther and Mordecai and signed a paper saying the Jews must be protected.
Because of Esther's kind heart,
Yeah.
her bravery, and
Yes.
her faith in God, really,
Yes.
the plan worked. God came through, and Esther was able to trust in God that he would eventually do the impossible. And through God and Esther, all of the Jewish people were saved.
She reminds me of Wonder Woman.
Why?
Wonder Woman was the weapon that the people needed. Esther's weapon was her faith in God. She came with maybe her intelligence, she came with her looks, she came with the gifts that God gave her, but her true gift was her faith in God to overcome. And that's why she reminds me of Wonder Woman.
So both of them were kind of like, both of them themselves were the weapon. They didn't fight with like guns
No.
or knives or anything like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
So what was the weapon?
Her faith in God.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense because God is so much more powerful than any of the weapons that we could use.
So much so.
Wow. That was an awesome story. I actually got to learn a lot about Esther as we were reading about this,
Yeah.
but she's another superhero in the Bible who's not totally perfect because sometimes she was afraid and scared and she didn't always stick to the plans that she said she was going to do. But eventually she sought God
Yeah.
and she knew that he would come through for her. So
Always.
on the second or third time she approached the king, it all worked out. God is faithful.
He's so powerful.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We really miss you. If you have any prayer requests at all, just text them to us, call us.
Dude.
We're here for you, and we love you.
Bye, guys.